how's it going? My name is Colin Littlejohn, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the TC Electronic Vintage Pre-Drive VPD1. So I got this pedal when I was out in Denver last year, and shout out to Flipside Music, really cool spot. If you're in the Denver area, if you're going on vacation or if you're traveling, definitely check that spot out. They have a really cool thing where they live stream these like Maris Monday, really atmospherical, just having fun with Maris pedals and soundscape stuff. Really cool Midwest music store. Not a sponsor, I just wanted to shout them out. I have that old TC like linear power boost limiter, whatever, the old, one that's like, got a bunch of lore about some of the early metal sounds. And I really love that pedal. And so kind of any of these older, now this is not quite an original era TC Electronic. This is kind of when they first started almost reissuing the same enclosure, given the same vibe, trying to harken back to those original TC pedals. And so what we've got is like a really cool overdrive, this, pretty flat, but we've got this really interesting boost that we have a separate bass control, and then we can kind of choose between a top boost, a flat, or a mid boost. And that really gives you a lot of flexibility on what this thing could do. As far as the rest of the rig, I'm playing my Tausch Lagrange. I'm going straight into this pedal and basically going into this Eddie Wong Polaris 112 combo here and using a reactive load box going into the Axe effects just for a little bit of wet effects after the speaker. Here's the clean tone. We're gonna go in the middle position. All right, so we're gonna start with everything at noon and just kind of hear each control, and then I'm gonna dial in a couple of the sounds that I think are really cool and useful in this. Something to particularly note is the boost has this three-way position: top boost, flat, and mid boost. That's a fairly common three set, covering the bases of boost that you would want, especially to pair with an overdrive. The mid boost and top boost are not like anything that I was expecting, and are much closer to a cocked wah than a subtle EQ boost. So here's the clean tone in the middle position. Here's the drive, everything at noon. I'm going to boost the level and the drive a bit. Boost the tone. So now we've got this bass function. I'm going to leave it at noon-ish. Now the boost only works when the drive is already on. It's not independently engageable. So let's engage the boost. We're going to stay on flat with the bass control in the center. Let's go to the mid boost. As you can hear, like a telephone cocked wah sound. Now here's the top boost. Now that we can boost the bass, which is cool with the mid and top boost. Or you can cut the bass. Kind of cool in the flat position, just to help it cut a little bit. Let's boost the drive a little bit more, and I'm actually going to bring the tone up a hair. Let's engage that speaker sim. Speaker sim you would never have engaged running into an amp the way that I'm doing, but this, I don't know, almost works. You could also do lower gain things, or if you bring the drive down and you keep the boost, but just not quite as much. It's just kind of a good middle of the road drive. The mid boost and top boost functions having such a pronounced honk to them makes it actually really interesting. I can see it being used for some kind of lo-fi, you know, like a real analog way to do that lo-fi intro thing. If you're using a traditional pedal board and want to pull something off live like that, this could be a really cool option that's also just an extra drive on your board. I'm honestly a little interested to know what that speaker sim is, kind of what that EQ curve that's happening, because it's way more subtle than I was expecting, which is funny because of those resonance filters being a lot less subtle than I was expecting. If this is the kind of content that you enjoy, I please ask that you like and subscribe, share this channel with others. Let me know down in the comments below what old school TC Electronic pedal you remember playing, you either owned or maybe played used at Guitar Center. I'm kind of jogging through my memory and trying to find those. So if you've got some ideas, let me know. Until next time, I've been Colin. VPD1 vintage fuck. Now we also have this speaker sound. Let me see if I have something real tiny to press in there. To press that switch on. What the fuck would I do that with? Okay. I found my, well, focus. That sounded really honky. All right, so I have found my apparatus for poking